Hello everyone, this is Michi Hoyer from Avid Chronic Racing and I'm live tonight for the Simpit instead of Sean Cole. And today we have another episode of Formula 1 2017 Career Mode, as we have finished the Hungarian Grand Prix in I think 5th position in the end, which was a very good result. We're now heading on to Belgium, a track where we will have a lot of incidents and a lot of trouble to get the pace from the AI. AI is on 110%, so looking forward at Belgium Grand Prix racing on a fascinating track, I have to say, in a really bad performing McLaren Honda. Um, but anyway, we will have a look and probably will make use of new engine parts for this weekend so that we can race penalty free in Singapore later on. Singapore will be round number 14, I think, so we just got some races left there. After Belgium, there comes Monza, I assume. So yeah, we're definitely gonna have a look at more races this week to come as we get the final resource points calculation for our race. So as you can see, we started from the back, 15 positions gained, so we were P5 in the end, which is good stuff. Getting some more bonus points for being the first driver and obviously winning on the rivalry sheet. So we just need 2 more races to be able to win on that rivalry thing there completely, which is great. And we get the career score points done. Obviously the qualifying session hasn't been that good. And there we are. But now moving on to the next race, as we unlock a new requirement, so we get an additional bonus of 5% added to the resource points total of the first driver. So that's gonna help us from now on. As we then will have a look into power units and stuff. And as I already told, we're gonna get new ones. So we quickly fit in a new device for everything. Same goes for the gearbox now, since we are running short on that as well. Quickly gonna book the new parts before then going back on used parts for this upcoming Grand Prix and the practice sessions. So we definitely want to keep the new engine parts in good shape. Having a look at the gearbox as well, it's quite new, but nevertheless we'll take another one so that we can make use of that thing. Higher allocation, I would love to have them changed somehow, but it's only allowed to have it balanced. Anyway, reputation's looking good. I got an offer from Sauber to get into the second position of their car, but the Sauber at least is a lot more worse than the McLaren is. So I stuck with the McLaren, now going on. And I would like to welcome Dragon Model here on that stream. Thank you very much for joining. You have to know that I do not have the schedules like Sean has. Like Sean is always live from.
Hi, I've got something you'll be interested in. Those performance upgrades we discussed after the last race. They're on the car and the data looks promising. Take a look at the details.
Oh yeah, I got some redesigned pistons. With less engine friction and definitely more fine-tuned combustion and thereby increasing the power. So I got another 4.6 brake horsepower, which will definitely help. Nevertheless, I do not think that the McLaren is yet ready for getting good points around high-speed tracks. But I want to come back on the schedule thing with Sean. So Sean usually goes live Monday to Friday, 9 AM and 6 PM on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. because I do live in Europe, I have a lot of different schedules. Like, well, I have to see when Sean is streaming, so I have to hop in whenever I can. And despite me having not too much time during the week due to work and everything, I pretty much hop in when Sean isn't alive. So Sundays he's never live, he told me, so I picked that Sunday evening to have some racing with you guys, as I would like to also welcome Fabiano Lima from Brazil here on the stream. Thank you very much for joining. Hope you guys enjoy what I'm doing. Right, we're at the famous track of Spa-Francorchamps. We have fit new parts into the engine. We got 619 resource points right now. We can have a look on the research and development tree. And we probably want to wait until we can make research on this massive update, which takes about 4 weeks or something. So all we need is 1350 resource points for that. So we better keep on going with practice and stuff in order to achieve that soon. Starting with the first practice session here at Spa-Francorchamps. And as usual, those guys who watched me the last couple of weeks, we start with the track acclimatization program. Right, you have heard Jeff, our engineer. So because of the new car parts, we do have to match another thing during practice session. So we take out our setup and oh. And that means I've just destroyed my setup, I think.
It can be tempting to go for very low downforce here at Spa with those two long straights, but remember this circuit also
anyway,
has some of the most difficult
I've done it
high-speed corners
completely
on the
myself.
calendar.
Anyway,
Let's not push our
so
luck.
gonna reduce the wings. Thing is, I just did it somewhere else. I have to get some things back in position. Brakes increased. Have it definitely more at the front. Get the tires alright to me. Arrow. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So going backwards, and starting the track acclimatization program.
Right, I'll get these changes made.
And there we go. So we drive out of the pits
Under our belt.
and be ready for hitting the circuit hard then. As usual, track acclimatization, I wanted to tell the guys regularly watching me, is to nail good corners at each other. So we're definitely gonna do that. We put it into lean mix for now to save the engine, then drive out of pits and hit the track there. As I also would like to welcome El Bujo and ACR Raven here on the stream. ACR Raven, definitely an interesting person. As we made our new engine team objective pass, so that means the new engine is operating normally, just as expected from our team, which is great. That means that all the research has been sufficient. And yeah, quickly want to tell you about ACR Raven. ACR Raven is a team colleague of mine from Avid Chronic Racing, and he races in the top split of AOR Formula 1. So the official Formula 1 2017 online league, and he's doing quite well there. I think he sneaked the podium around Canada together with our teammate ACR Nobody, also racing in the top split. So definitely some interesting racing and some successful racing going on there. And I really appreciate him watching me doing stuff around here, since he's a lot faster on that game than I am. Anyway, that's great stuff. Albujo, not really. Like I'm not really posting them anywhere online, but they are available from the time trial sessions where I always race them or build them. So as soon as you see my name on the board, feel free to collect that set. There's nothing secret about it. As first corner has been purple. I'm now heading up to Rouge. Very crucial to hit those checkpoints here. Everything looking fine. DRS zone coming up. And we're racing the engine on ridge just to make sure to hit all checkpoints at the right speed. And I missed that one. Too bad. As the car is a little bit too twitchy in the back. So I've definitely gone into a wrong direction with a new set I've just had to create. Because I was clever enough to delete my old version. Which has been the oldest version of all, because I raced Spa at the very beginning of this game to come out. Anyway, I do think that I'm gonna be fast enough to chain those corners into purple all the time. At least I hope so. Not quite purple, I have to say. But anyway, still 4 sectors coming up. And now we get just green sectors because of the massive speed that the Honda is lagging. Not sure whether it was purple, not yet. So let's chain good corners together. First corner is purple. As we got Bottas in behind, just stay there for a minute please, thank you. Purple or rouge. Now you can literally do whatever you want. Just pass me please, do it. Or don't do it at all then, thank you. So this time I didn't miss corner number 4. All purple so far, which is good. Oh, I missed that one now. Can you just go, thank you. The AI, as soon as you hit them on track, they pretty much often ruin your runs there. It's quite ridiculous. A purple Prix, that's very good. Well, that chicane was purple. Now powering up to Blanchimont. All purple sector so far. Not that one. Anyway, we're looking good. For our final corners. Oh no, I missed that. And that means I'm not going to make anything purple right now.
This is the last lap of the program, final lap of the program.
Just missing out a tiny little bit of performance, and get the braking right is not too easy all the time. As we now go purple again everywhere here. Albujo, I could add more rear wing, however I would like to have a look at the suspension first to see if I can do something there in order to make this oversteer a little bit less twitchy. Oh yeah. Right, I stayed within the limits this time. And even if it's just green, you get added the bonus of consistency. So very important to keep all sectors together now, as it is the last try whatsoever. Going way too slow into that corner, and the rear already wants to spin out on me again. It looks like being a bit more successful. There's not too much red sectors right now. Well, that's only just enough. So, putting it back into lean engine mix to save the engine. So we lost out quite some 50 points, 60 points throughout this course. Nevertheless. Need to go back to the pits now. Oh yeah, this F1 2017-2018 Formula E Championship going on at the minute. We have the first two races around Hong Kong. And please don't spoil, guys, because I haven't had a look at it yet. But I recorded it on my Sky receiver, so definitely gonna have a look at that at the end of the day. I've heard some trouble and some big drama was going on for I think the Prost Junior guy in the qualifying of one race or something, causing a red flag in the end because of some banners being moved around. So definitely there was some fun stuff going on. I mean, sometimes, you know, you have the imagination, like you've seen everything in F1 already. You've seen the closest championship final in 2008. You've seen sandbagging Mercedes. You've seen people crashing into each other's car, not getting severe penalties. Certain guys will know whom I'm on about. But I was proven wrong, so every single time you can see something you haven't seen any time before. So we made it back to the pits, and while we will push back, I will make up my mind on some setup changes. And I will probably take down the front wing by one click. Hey Jack, I'm fine so far. Nice to meet you here on the stream. I'm still enjoying my weekend. Hope you guys do as well. So before we're going on, I have to do some things, which is at first get ourselves the session saved, because I get already some interesting stuttering out on my PC. For that, I quickly gonna have a look at the team objectives. So that is the engine, register an improvement in the speed trap data. We already did that, which is great. Clean lap without leaving the track, we did that as well. Consistent, set 3 consecutive fast laps. Well, because we failed the first 2 attempts of track acclimatization, we did that as well. Low fuel, complete a full lap using minimal fuel. That's what we're gonna do in the qualifying session. DRS test as usual has worked. Car setup, complete the lap with at least 2 different car setups during practice session. Well, that's gonna be easy because right now we do want to change the set. So looking at the current setup, we deduct the front wing by one click. Could have a little bit more distance from differential. Rear camber up to there. Probably wanna stiffen the springs. Now I wanna soften them a little bit. well in the front. Boys. I think there we go. If the balance is still bad in the end, I'm gonna definitely move the weight a little bit more to the front, as we now want to look at tire management, which puts ourselves out on a fresh set of softs.
When you're ready, let's go.
And I am ready, so we go. The Simitech simulators. Do you mean Simtech? Because I'm not sure whether I get it mixed up at the minute in my head, but there was some Italian factory called Wave Italy. They bought this Simtech, or was it Evotech? I can't remember those. I get mixed up with all the names. It's ridiculous. So looking at the task now is complete a lap within a specific window in terms of timing, and conserve the tire while doing so. So definitely looking forward to this task now. Car feels a lot better. I think the setup changes we did were sufficient. I forgot to do that mid-session save. I really want that, because otherwise I'm going for ages on this stream if my game decides to crash. Yeah, Jack, I think the cars are very balanced compared to reality. Like, they hit the nail on the head with the balancing of the cars. However, they are a little bit too far off. Like, it's ridiculous if you pull in behind any other car with that McLaren here. You open the DRS and the car ahead hasn't got the DRS open and still is pulling away. That's just a little bit too much, though. But anyway, it's a fun game, that's for sure. And as you can see, it enables a great show in between. Right, so now putting it at least on standard for now. Right, I think I do need Rich for those straights. So you really have to go gentle around these corners. No wheel spin allowed whatsoever. Looking at the time gap, I can pull it to standard, so the friction on the engine is not too bad. Car balance is still not perfect yet, however. All we need now is some great cornering. So we brake early and try to stay clean off the curbs as much as possible, while also not being too aggressive on the tire itself. Every little spin, every little slide costs on the tire performance, as you can see at the top bar. Definitely don't want to do it. However, if you go too slow, not doing a great job at all. So probably we'll have to go into ridge mode again. The car just tells me it slides a lot. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get all the 7/10 in the end towards final chicane. And I won't be able to get the tires into the purple either, so I have to probably go for another lap then. Well, tires were purple, but the time hasn't been. So
We need to pick up the pace. We're not hitting our target. We'll need to rerun the program if we don't get the time delta back in the green.
no problem, Jeff. We're gonna do exactly that now. I think that run was a lot better through Eau Rouge. Just keep it in engine mode 3 for Rich. Nice and steady around the corners there. And we're already close to being purple. Great performance through the rest of the lap is required, which is looking good so far. So we can have a little look at not losing too much time throughout all the final corners. So we can put back the engine into standard mode, because we will make some time up throughout the straight. And if we don't put the final few corners into trash, we're looking good for making this program purple. So with half a second to spare, we can take it easy, put the engine into lean already, and finish this this run here. Right, and so because I know we do have an additional set of super soft available, we already try to go into qualifying mode. Right after coming back to the pits. And if you guys got any questions whatsoever about the sim, about my setup here or anything, just feel free to ask. Definitely gonna have a look, being able to answer those questions. Whoa. Really bad spinning car there. Tells me that the rear end is not soft enough, I think. Quite not able to carry more speed, carry enough speed throughout corners while still being stable. So I probably have to soften it a bit. I think I can reduce ride height a tiny little bit even more. Coming back to the pits, we'll be changing quite some bit on the setup there. So as you guys have seen, I'm in 12th round of the Formula 1 2017 career mode episode. That means I got some other rounds done before, and I've started streaming my shows on F1 2017 with round 8, I think. So if you guys want to see how I did the previous runs, especially gathering some points in Spain, you probably have to get a look out on my private channel, which is down in the description. There you can see how the progress was done so far. Anyway, looking at this right now, we see that we did some tire scrubbing after the lap, after the corner called Pujon. We had some wheel spin or some rattling off the curbs in La Source, the first corner. Anyway, looking good so far. So we now want to have a look at fuel saving already. Want to have a look at the tires though, so we go set up the car first. Need to see what kind of tires there are available. So tire select for all practice sessions will be those 6 here, I think. Then we got those 3 for qualifying and those here for the race. So that means we stay with it and we don't do qualifying program.
So far, our fastest lap is a 1:51.5.
Rear anti-roll bar a little bit softer. That will help, and ride height general will make us a lot faster. So we have a look at the time sheet and see that we can do some fuel saving run.
Checks complete. All personnel be aware, we have a car leaving.
It's my YouTube channel, Dragon. So I got YouTube channel, I got Facebook channel, I got literally everything. So you can have a look there. As Tony just pointed it out, I've put all the relevant links into description already, I think. As we're now doing fuel saving program, and this is probably one of the most easy tasks. By saying that, I probably now would need all 3 attempts, but looking at the time left in the session, we just got probably time for 2 runs, so we can fail the first one, but we need to nail the second one then. Anyway, this time it's the full opposite. You do a lot of short shifting and driving the car very cleanly around the circuit, and you push hard on the tires and better don't touch the wall at all, as the game stutters from now and every now and then. So I do another mid-session save because I don't want I cannot afford having loss of the progress here. Happily so far this is one stream without any technical issues so far, which is good. Knocking on some wood though that it remains like this. So we have no AI in our near, so we can focus on the job. So you have to do a lot of short shifting to get the bar into the green area, and that will probably take us some possibility to go green on the lap time. Anyway, we're racing in standard. So we get a lot of green, that means we can do an awful amount of lift and coast here before coasting it through those corners. Now you can make use of the mechanical grip available and just short shift around the track. It's a very good trick, I have to say. All that matters right now is getting the lap together, being quick enough, getting the fuel bar into the purple, which works well so far. And we have to just look that the time stays in the green area, and I think the final sector with a long straight will save us there, despite the Honda not having too much power, obviously. I'm investing a little fuel into our timing bar there, which goes towards 0, so all we need to do is chain the final 2 corners in good manner. Which is good. So that is our fuel usage program being completed, as we have approaching cars, and it's Fernando Alonso. Now I want to do an interesting test. So Alonso will now pass me. Okay, he won't. Just now did. And I want to see whether I can have an attack on him with DRS. Oh, that's interesting. I already can't do it. Anyway, I won't do it. So that means for the race at least we can beat our teammate if he was running in full performance. Thank you, Willie. So what was your suggestion about this hardware streaming dongle? Like to get not too much resource being eaten by the streaming software, or what you're referring at? And I appreciate your piece of advice there, that's for sure. Let's see if I can play the same game with Hulkenberg. As I now just let him pass. Let's see if I can somehow following him.
30 seconds left in the session.
But nope, not at all, I think. He's not going too far away at the minute though, so that's definitely a step forward, I have to say. Nevertheless, the Renault is still too powerful. As we go back to the pits to finish our first session. And we obviously came dead last.
Quick look at the
Quite standard for a Honda thing. Get our points for research. So we did 3 practice programs perfectly. Good disciplinary record, good R&D objectives, good team objectives. So we passed all 5 there already, which gives us 211 points for this session already. Nevertheless, we wanna go even further. Do another set of work. So we go on the laptop. Wanna see. Good. I don't want to make use of new parts here already, so want to make use of the new parts at Monza maybe, if I have to. Energy stores everything that's bad. Anyway, we're going on. Now go with race strategy. So we drive out of pits.
Don't push the car just yet. Track is still green. Try and take it easy for the first couple of laps.
I'm definitely gonna do that, Jeff, no worries. And Danielle, that's an interesting fun fact you're stating there, which is absolutely right. However, this is more sort of a lucky circumstance, because I'm a massive fan of Stoffel van Dorn, by the way, that's for sure. And yeah, you're obviously right. He's the only guy with a background of simulator or sim racing in the background here in Formula 1 right now, apart from Max Verstappen. However, Max Verstappen just yeah, is classically coming from the kart. I think Stoffel van Dorn has a lot more background on sim racing than we all think about. And yeah, it's great. I mean, as I just said, it's just a piece of luck, because obviously I'm I'm a McLaren fan, some sort of, or basically a Mercedes fan, but I do like McLaren Honda because of the project, because they have Stoffel van Dorn, because they have Fernando Alonso, my absolute favorite driver. So yeah, I wanted to show Fernando Alonso how quite a good racer I am. Yeah, despite the fact obviously Fernando Alonso not really watching in that series, but still, that's the story behind it. And so I replaced Stoffel van Dorn. Yeah, absolutely right. I definitely cheer a lot for Stoffel van Dorn there. Since, you know, if there's a racer from sim racing making his way into Formula 1, you don't look too much into personality, which is fine on his side anyway. He's a good guy, he's a friendly guy, he's a gently guy. I really appreciate him and his being and his behavior. But I mean, if you are a sim racer and you see a guy that achieved what you would love to achieve, or what you would have loved to achieve in my case, because I'm age 25 and I really doubt that there will be any possibility for me. But anyway, as I said, if you see a guy making his way up to Formula 1, you definitely cheer for him no matter what. As we now have entered the race strategy program, and all we literally have to do right now is nailing lap times better than our target. Target lap time is 151.5. Currently we are performing a very good lap here, going quicker by 6/10 at this stage, and we're in fuel mix standard for now. I do not think, whoa, I do not think we need more. So racing in its standard would also be the case when racing, or when doing racing in generally. But yeah, all you do have to do now on this program is chain 3 good laps together, so 3 laps into the green, in order to make this program being fulfilled. I want to have the rich fuel mix for the end, in order to get this part definitely into the green, as it is red at the second. And there you go. I didn't save the last time, and now there is the game crash. And also the wheel is being a bit weird right now, so I expected that to happen. Right, I quickly gonna recalibrate the wheel because that needs to be done. Plugging the USB in and out. And we probably, yep. Oh, we have lost all force feedback there whatsoever. Great. I do think I have also lost the setup progress there. And yeah, anyway, close this thing again. Then game again, starting it. So I finally have time to answer some serious questions as we're restarting the game. So you said there's a 19-year-old kid in Formula Racing. I wonder how he got in there. Yeah, definitely know whom you're gonna refer to. I asked myself the same question, but in this case, probably not about the talent, rather than about the money. Anyway, about the touring cars, I'm a massive fan of the Mercedes GT3 and the Bentley GT3 on RFactor 2, that's for sure. I do love the DTM. Apart from that, I'm not too much into the GT3 car racing, but anyway, it's a nice set of cars, that's for sure. And the wheel I have here is a G25, so that's all I can tell you right now. So I have a quick look at the setup, and it kept my setup surprisingly kept it. So that's looking good. Let me go a little elsewhere. This settings in here. Otherwise than that, I keep the car as it is. Quickly have to do a check on my controls. Because usually when something like that happens, the controls goes fully banana on my side. As I'm speaking of technical problems here. Right now everything looks to my liking, which is really good. So that means we can straight go on with our next program, which was the race strategy thing. See, there we take just a new set of super softs and drive out.
Okay, the track is green right now, so take a few laps to get the tyres up to temperature. Try and feel your way around.
No big time loss in this sort of technical issue right now. Just a minor bit. I wish to be ready and finish with that stream quite early this day, so I can do some other racing on Sim Racing System tonight. On RFactor 2. Maybe even live on that channel. If you would like to join me, I'll be welcome to do so. I would definitely appreciate it. The only issue about this track is as soon as progress is lost, it quite takes a bit to get it back. Yeah, Danielle, you're allowed to ask. I mean, I can also put it into that cam, but I won't be as quick because in this game, for some reason, it's the T-cam that makes you a lot faster. Because if you can see so much more stuff, you can anticipate it and be a lot faster, whereas in other sims like RFactor 2 or something, you really need to sit in the cockpit cam to get the perfect feedback of the car. And for me, in this game, that's not the case, but I can clearly have the benefit from running it in T-cam. And I do know that all the other, a lot of players and a lot of racers already also race those cars in the T-cam to be faster. So, as long as it is allowed and it won't give me any disadvantage as such, I race it in T-cam, and that's all the story about it. I mean, for me, Formula 1 2017 isn't a sim, so with the realism not being displayed in the game, in the physics, I do not care too much about realism on the usage of the game either. So anyway, we start our race program again. And we are in standard fuel mix. And let's see if we don't need to make usage of rich fuel mix in the end of that laps. So we haven't completed the first lap before the game crash. Anyway. We're looking good so far. Slightly more grip out there than in the previous session, and there will be more grip in free practice session 3, that's for sure. So in free practice session 3 we will do the qualifying task. As we are approaching Puhorn, that's a corner that goes almost flat out, and here's the fun fact. At Spa, Alonso took Puhorn full throttle in real life, and so his Honda engine wasn't given the task to restore energy, simply because the restoring energy, or the task to restore energy, was linked to the gas pedal. So the engine started restoring energy as soon as Alonso had lifted before Puhorn. That was when the electrical energy would have kicked in again as soon as he hit the accelerator again, but due to the fact he never lifted it, the engine didn't respond in the actual way, leaving Alonso with no power after Pujol. So there you go. Really fun fact. People said the car was too quick, or the car was too clever for Alonso to being fast enough. Nevertheless, obviously it's some sort of a shame that this happened that way, because Alonso was on a really good run around a track where McLaren usually would have had problems. But anyway, that's what it is. Yeah, I think when being on the ultra soft and a qualifying trim, you can clearly take Pujol flat out, which is some sort of a shame, though, I have to say. We're approaching Blanchimont and final bus stop chicane. Get the second lap in for our race strategy program, and that will get the engineer happy, because at least that means for consecutive laps we earn as additional 10 points. Makes it a surplus of 20 right now, so we hit the required 30 already. Now we're going out to score the 50 by doing another quick lap. So all you have to probably do in that program is nail 2 laps at each other. However, I may go further than this, because that will get the strategy data even more detailed, which then will be used for my race, obviously. So that's a nice thing as well. You can really make the game learn something about your driving. You can make the game learn something about your on-track behavior, which it then anticipates and puts into consideration for the race. As I'm now trying to get flat out through the hole. And we ran a little too wide though. So I have to put the engine into rich mode now. Probably there's a lot more tire usage on this lap. Need to push it into the final sector and hope that we will be fine by the end of the straight in terms of lap time. The delta's going down, 1.5 remaining. Go through Blanchimont and we'll probably be green. There you go. Final bus stop chicane. As we go a little bit into the red again. Stay green though, 1/10 surplus. There you go. Purple program. So with a fresh set of tires, probably would have gone flat out through the hole there. Anyway. Looking good so far again. Have you guys had any experience of Formula 1 2017 of Codemasters here? If you guys would like to share your opinion on the game, on the good features, on the bad features, feel free to post them and let's have a little bit of discussion there. Close to flat out though. has all to do about cornering speeds there. Car's a little bit floaty anyway, but we do need a lot less downforce than on other tracks in order to be able to operate on a good level on the straights. So we're looking a little bit green into the final sector. As some stuttering of the game has started again, with mid-session save to sure. There you go. For taking final bus stop chicane. Good lap so far. Hey Xavier, or Xavier, just hope I spelled the name correctly. Like you being on the show here, that's for sure. Do you mean on sim racing system maybe? Xavier, to race official content there? So the Radical is definitely official content from them. Otherwise, I do not know too much about open lobbies, but I'm sure there is a GT3 series announced, which is gonna be some kind of league type racing, where the original GT3 car pack will be used for racing, if I'm informed correctly. As I'm about to finish the final lap of this race strategy program, which has put quite a bit of wear to the engine and to the tires. But anyway, this is great data for our upcoming race. Take final corner. 4/10 below target, and we just let them Ferraris and everything pass. And I want to see if I can somehow follow any of those. Being in ridge mode, and you can see the Ferrari still pulling away like mad, but it's not that much of a problem as it has been before. That's clearly. I do have a lot of top speed right now. I'm getting closer to them. So looking at wear line, if I'm able to catch him, that's clearly a sign for a good McLaren performance in some way. Together with our setup, that's being good, I think. Yeah, take a look at the Sim Racing Systems website and see when there is some racing going on. As we're now on the back of Wehrlein, who had some little bit of contact together with Vettel. And I want to see if I'm able to chase Wehrlein down on the way to Blanchimont and stuff. To have a good final corner there before the long straight. That was not too bad, however, as you can see, the Sauber's still faster on the straight, like it has an additional turbo attached. Anyway, I can feel the slipstream though. So I can stay somewhat close, putting it back into lean, hit the brakes, and move into the pits. Very narrow pit entry there, by the way. Anyway, we are into the pits now. Now want to show you some facts about this race strategy program being done, because we're gonna see some interesting stuff on the monitor. And I would like to remind you guys that in the third lap of this stint I had this massive sideways moment in Prix, which costed definitely a lot of tires there, and which should be noticeable on the tire wear sheet, and which we now gonna have a look as soon as we get the monitor in and the zoom into the monitor as well. And there you go. So on the right hand side there's a lap time thing, which is consecutively under the dotted line where it all needs to be. And on the left hand side you see the tire wear management, and then you can see on lap number 3 the distance between the dotted line and the actual tire wear is a lot less. Sorry, is a lot bigger. And you also see that it's a much more steep rather than flat, so there you can clearly see that we have used a tiny bit amount of rubber available there on the tire, which also was done in lap 4 and lap 5, where we pushed hard on those compounds to see what they can get. Anyway, I will leave it with that right now and let the time vanish. As I can also encourage you guys to join me later when doing hopefully some stuff going on and at Sim Racing System. The app's probably being busy mostly at late evening, so from now on the next couple of hours. And it got a nice rating system. It features Assetto Corsa, it features RFactor 2, especially Assetto Corsa. Sean has done a lot of shows for sim racing systems already, and I can only encourage you guys, make use of the system. It's an open lobby rating system, so you will find some good piece of driving. You can also see on this show that I did some racing on sim racing system already. Which was definitely fun and really good racing there. As we get our final research points for this second practice session, so just 75, and we go on and have a look at the laptop. There's nothing else to do, so we go straight forward into practice number 3. As we have left to do some qualifying program. Thank you, Dragon. Thanks for being around. Have some fun there. As we now go out on qualifying pace, and we do have 2 sets of ultra softs. So we start this and we take it flying lap and sort it out. Let it sort it out the computer. Just for time reasons. Remember, when doing this, the engine is put to additional wear. That's probably a bug and a glitch in the game. As you can see, the AI is taking the car quite a bit of distance on the track before handing it over to you. Hey Dragon, no, I won't leave right now. I will still do the past 2 programs, which is qualifying pace, and I will do both runs probably if I can somehow hit purple before then going into short qualifying and then do the race of this episode of career mode, as we try to take some speed out of the final corner, optimize our speed for this upcoming lap, and the race qualifying pace has been started. Blocking up turn 1, losing a lot of time. Nevertheless, we're still into the green. And now this is where you have to be really perfect on a lap to chain everything together like it should be. There you can see the engine problem of the Honda. Now we're into the red on the straight. Need to do a 149.7. As I'm missing the apexes with a new grip of those tires. But it would surprise me if it gets into the purple on this track, because the Honda is lacking so much of power, it's ridiculous. Now coming up to Prix, flat out, not quite possible there. But just staying marginal into the green, which has turned already into the red because of that slide. Well, it probably has to be the next lap that's better. As we take the speed out of the final corner into the third sector. Still a little bit of green. It's gonna definitely be an interesting watch at final bus stop chicane. If we can somehow make it. Nope. We missed it. Only just. But we're already looking a lot better after turn 1. So if I get all the other corners together, I think I can do a better job on here. I hope I don't fall into the red here on Camel Straight. There you go. That looks a lot better so far. Just be very patient here. Coming up to Pourhon. That was a lot better run through there as well. 3.5 tenths down. So if we don't spoil it in the end, I think we're looking good to at least get 30 points. So I expect if we need to do a 149.7 here, that the purple time is pretty much unreachable for us. We will do a good thing here. So we did a 49.6. And to achieve purple we would need to do a 48.3, so we would need to find 1.3 seconds or something, and that's we're never gonna do that with that McLaren Honda, so no offense there, but I'm not even going to try. So what I'm gonna do is box this lap.
Understood, stopping this lap.
To cancel the program here, we've done it green, that gives it at least a 30 research points. We won't hit the 100 in the end anyway, but it was quite a hard job to get into the area here. So I let the AI pass, or then parking the car aside, and I don't put the material too much into disguise then, by just parking it and go for the race session then. Dave, I'm currently gaming on 110% AI, so the maximum available on Formula 1 2017. In the Honda, probably the most challenging career mode you could face. Only racing it on 25% race length though, so I can keep up the entertaining somehow. Yeah, you guys are right, the chat isn't visible on stream, it should have been though. So I'm quickly gonna park the car in the garage, and while it's being parked in the garage, whoops, gonna see if I can get this live chat into the stream. Actually, it should have been in there. Place that link. There you go. Sorry about that. Right, so we're back into the pits, and I want to take a shortcut here again, return to garage, and simply wait for the session to be over, and accelerating the time here, because there's nothing else we can do. We've met all the team objectives, 35 of 35. We've done every single program for the team in practice, and well, there's nothing we can do. I mean, getting at the 148.3 is just ridiculously quick. We won't do it, so we keep it here. So we let the time vanish into the nirvana of this final session. I think I've done enough charging to my headphones as well.
As all the cars are now
And
over
then
the
we
line.
go on to qualifying already and see what kind of tasks Emma will got for us. But before that, we get our final research points of this session. And I don't think I'm gonna make the 1350 in the end of that race weekend. I would love to have in order to get the massive amount of power being developed. And we listen to the voicemail first.
Hi, it's Emma. Your qualifying goals came up in the board meeting this morning. Here's what to expect.
So that's qualifying P17 and Marcus Ericsson in the qualifying. And I think that's what we're gonna do. Dave, yeah, thank you very much about this advice. I only do that jumping in practice mode or in practice sessions, and you're absolutely right about the glitch with the engine wear and everything. I've heard about that as well. So I only do it there, and because I was running bad on car equipment anyway, I keep doing so. As have two for 2 laps, and there we go out. And what you will experience now is that as soon as we put in a considerably fast lap time, not sure if we can do it.
Repay them with a strong performance.
Anyway, I shouldn't have listened to Jeff there. Oh, as I already misclicked myself again. I would have loved to drive out of the pits with the car, because now I got too much fuel on the car, and that means too much weight. But anyway, it is what it is. Another more engine wear has been put to the car now, as we start our first lap of qualifying. Turn 1 was not too bad. Now let's see what we can do in the end. We're approaching second DRS zone. And hit 320 hopefully. Need to be really patient around this corner. Then get a perfect run towards Pujon. A little bit of a wiggling on the exit there. Going into Pujon. Now can do it close to flat out. Yeah, that was a little bit of a cut in turn 6, I agree. Oh, I ran wide here as well. Anyway, we're trying to maximize everything we got there. Make it a good first lap. Yeah, but P9, I mean it's only gonna be P16 as a maximum really, if not P17. And then we receive our penalties for changing engine parts anyway. And I hope I'll be able to somehow improve on that lap. Much sliding going on here, I think.
We're expecting rain in around 10 to 15 minutes.
I think there is some rain, okay. Probably another cut. Oh. Not only a cut, but also touching the wall. Oh, what the hell was that? So now I'm particularly interested in getting a better lap time into the second set of the tires. Box's lap.
Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap.
Because this tire is probably scrubbed to death already. But I know there's some time lying around, so I definitely can do it. As we're dropping down the order into P12. Wanna quickly do the mid-session save. I hope this qualifying session will then end up into some good results. Still, as the engine wears now a lot more than before, but anyway.
One lap of fuel remaining.
That's alright, Jeff, we're back into the pits. So what we're gonna do now is pick a new set of tires and get some little bit fuel in again. Or heading out for our final try then. So, setup. Go tire select.
So far,
Pick the
our
next set of
fastest lap
ultra
is a
soft.
1 minute 47.4.
Then look at the car setup, and we take a lot less fuel since we got only a single shot, I think. Yep. So we only take fuel for 3 laps. Then we go out and try for the final time. Drive out this time to have everything to our personal liking. Dragon, I got an EX Racer, which is a tiny seat. It's movable, so that means that chair is sitting on wheels, which makes it a good chair for office work as well. As we now have to have a look at the AIs coming from the back when entering our final lap of this qualifying session, and we probably need to stay ahead of Alonso and just try to maximize our odds there. Alonso is coming a little closer. Nevertheless, we keep it in lean mode right now. Don't want to scrub the tires too bad. They will be scrubbed quite badly in the on the fast lap itself. Also is coming near and near, so I put it maximum and probably get closer to maximum speed. No Dragon, I'm racing a single screen setup here. I'll probably just let Alonso by. Oh no, I don't. Far enough away. As we are set on max power. Now take on our final lap. Not too good of an exit out of the source. Will put us in a little bit of a disadvantage entering Camel Straight, but nevertheless I think we're gonna be able to do some better lap time. We're looking good so far here. Full horn coming up. Full throttle now. Not great.
We're falling down the field. We've dropped to P13.
I don't care. Because with this lap we're gonna correct here. We're further down the order. P14 at the minute. Coming down with half a second up. And carrying Alonso in the back. Proper slipstreaming of the teammate. Nothing we would have wanted. But anyway,
Nice job.
that makes us in 17th, only just. And I do have the fear that Alonso was quicker than we were.
So qualifying is complete.
So
and
we
we're
have a
all set
look.
for an exciting race tomorrow. Your top three are
Alonso was
Hamilton,
just a little
Bottas,
slower.
and
Marcus
Sebastian
Ericsson,
Vettel.
our rival,
The
was
grid is
dead
set then,
last.
so that just leaves
And
the
anyway,
race
I think
itself.
that's the performance
Join us
of the
tomorrow,
Honda
where we'll
around
be
this
live with all the
circuit. So
action.
all we need to do on race day is to keep Alonso behind. And I hope we'll be able to do so. As we now get our final points for research. I think we overachieved our target by 1 spot, which is mandatory being P18, as also known as the expected car performance, but we will see. Yep, expected position was P18. We overachieved by just 1 position though, so 30 point surplus there. Any other thing is passing. 1000 research points being available right now. Looking at the rivalry, we took on another point on Marcus Ericsson. Everything else was just fine, and the reputation is rising throughout all teams, which is good. We listen to the voicemail for the session goal.
Hello. I just wanted to pass on the team's expectations for this race. Good luck.
Thanks. So everything in P17. That's good. That's great. Marcus Ericsson will hopefully be furthermore behind as we go to race. And then we have to decide on our racing strategy,
So before the off, let's remind.
which is
Okay, don't worry about making places into one. It's far too tight. Concentrate on a clean exit so you get good momentum.
exactly what I wanted to be. Racing the hard tire first, going on the option in the end. So 11 laps of fuel I do need, but because I make up some positions, I wanna take fuel for 13.5. Have a look at the strategy and somehow edit it. So I want to have it a lap earlier to improve projected race lap time. So we keep it. We go with that strategy, select it, and then go back and start that race. So what we're gonna do right now is put the engine into lean, and then we do our test start from final position, as all the guys ahead are on ultra soft.
Everything looks good on the power unit cycle, so let's concentrate on bringing tyres and brakes up to temperature.
As I almost run into Ericsson, so could you please go, because it was 19 ahead of me. So going around in that formation lap, if we can make up the 1 or 2 spots and stay in front, we're gonna definitely have an advantage with being on the ultra soft for the final end of that race. That means obviously we do need a very good start and dive bomb a lot of people into turn 1 and into turn 3 and somehow still be close in some slipstream. Definitely gonna be interesting whether we can achieve so. I definitely can push a lot harder on those super soft tires, since we gonna box 1 lap earlier than projected. So we have a little look at temperatures, we put the brakes into the right window, and put the front tires into the right window. Rear tires are fine already. We somewhat maintain that temperature. Put the car back to rich mode for the start. We got plenty of fuel left anyway, because I'm fearing that the AI is taking over quite early for reforming the grid. Probably right after Blanchimont here. Getting some final temperatures into those tires. There you go. Grid's being reformed, and then we go racing for 11th lap race here at Spa-Francorchamps, and want to have a really good start, so I'm going to focus a bit now. A little bit too much wheel spin. However, that puts us in a good position for now. Tiny bit of a gap to the back. Want to get some slipstream, please, from the front. I don't think that's going to work. So we'll have to go defensive quite early. I'm going to do now, as Palmer keeps back. Not entirely. I really didn't think of an attack being launched there. Anyway, we are on super soft tires right now, which gets us into a better position compared to the other cars. And while they're still so close, we can try to maximize our odds there. Almost really getting close now. And soon we'll be past, I'm quite sure. There will be nothing I can really do about. But only pull in behind and try to get some slipstream. There you go. There's not even a possibility to dive bomb him. So Ericsson is now behind. That's interesting though. That's a position I really need to keep. As Magnussen is out of the race.
Green flag. Okay, some information on Magnussen. They've got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring.
At least I'm getting some slipstream. No DRS available yet. Need to pull away from Marcus Ericsson though. And I hope that these ultra softs will drop for the one or other guy here. Pace wise, obviously.
We think our energy store is getting a little worse for wear. Stay out of lean mix in order to reduce the load.
I don't need lean mix anyway. I'm definitely gonna stay out of that. Sure. Looking good as Ericsson is under pressure from the car behind. I would like to somehow be in the 1 second edge to Palmer, but I think that's a hopeless job for me. Yeah, 1.4 seconds the gap already is. I need to watch out for Ericsson even more. Probably the fact that I'm on the wrong tyre here as well. As Sainz has got past there.
Race officials have enabled DRS. DRS is now available.
And even with a good exit out of this corner, we won't have any chance whatsoever against Sainz and his DRS after Eau Rouge. So we stay to the very inside. So he has to go around the outside. And we try to pull in behind. Getting some slipstream. Or dive bomb. Oh, we take the dive bomb and stay in position there. I want to have a mid-session save right now because I'm in here that the car is the game's breaking again. So as we have lost some power, I have heard. So just McLaren things going on. That's definitely all to engine wear, and I put the engine under a lot of pressure anyway because of the fuel mode I'm running in. Sideways action going on. Definitely the rear tires suffer a lot from my setup. Anyway, I hope it's great performance there. And if I can make Sainz passing me, but yeah, that would be great. Just pass me there. Do it. We'll pull in behind. Sneak some DRS on you. Hopefully pull somewhat away from Ericsson.
You'll be on the ultra softs, so the gap to our teammate is 2.9 seconds.
That's great stuff. Just need DRS on Sainz, and then hopefully I can bite myself a little bit away from Ericsson. Am I still in that second though? Yes I am. Happily though, because Ericsson is rather close. Oh dear. I need to do a really good job now maintaining that position, because I definitely want to get the rivalry thing won.
We're considering switching to an alternate strategy.
What is... No. Really need to stay on what we have agreed on. As car in behind go into pits now. As this I think is lap number 5, I quickly have to check. So director. Right, go on.
Okay, some information on signs. They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
Session information.
There's 8 laps of fuel remaining. We have a small amount of extra fuel.
I just want to know how much laps is left in that race. I lost a massive amount of time now. Hamilton, be patient just for once.
Radar suggests some weather is going to hit in around 5 minutes' time, so stay on your toes.
Weather update.
Looks like rain is inbound and we're expecting it in around 5 minutes. 5 minutes
So
until
we
rain.
stick on those tires then. And just wait for the rain to come.
The pit window has opened.
Alright, Kimmy, there you go. And I want to have another mid-session save. Be safe. As long as you don't have a potential, not a potential, a load cell brake attached to your brakes, it's rather fine playing on those. That share. Oh wow, I've got so much struggles right now. I hope for the rain to come quite soon, so I then can go in for inters.
Pit in this lap, and remember the speed limit. We'll be penalised if we exceed it. Keep that in mind as you approach.
No doubt about that. Ricciardo. No, really.
Alright then, some information.
I hate triggering flashbacks, but Can you even be serious?
The gap to the leader is 9.2 seconds.
Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. No. Oh, you can't. Whoa. What a move. I hope that the rain comes quite soon now. Because I really need that
Laps of fuel remaining.
rain for my strat. No, it was the Ferrari's fault who pushed me out of the final corner, with me being still there. As the clouds move in, and I hope the rain starts soon. Weather report.
Rain is imminent. Rain is imminent. Be careful out there.
There you go. So we just now wait for the
The car in front
strategy call.
1.7 seconds.
As we will be passed by another set of cars now.
The gap to teammate is 16.9 seconds.
Need some DRS on the con, please. Stay close.
Right, we've worn out MG UK. From this point on, we're at risk of losing access to rich fuel mode.
Alright, so where's the rain? Weather report.
We pretty much burned off our excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down. We don't currently have the data for that request.
Weather report.
Sorry, we can't provide you with that information right now.
So we've waited far too long. For our pit stop. Weather report.
We don't have the data for that, I'm afraid.
Box this lap.
Pitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap.
So we're going to box for our set of ultra softs. Way too late in the session though. Now that the rain has started, we probably did even do a wrong decision here. So I take a flashback rather again.
ETA on this rain
Right, I'm changing tires for intermediates now. Not sure whether this is a good or bad idea. No, these racetracks won't be available in FSR, I think, because this is licensed content. And obviously FSR doesn't pay license fees. And I just hope that this strategy call now gets me somewhere. Rain is definitely getting heavier now. So, put it back into standard.
Release.
So I hope that this decision was just good. And it's gonna be close.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
We're just behind Alonso. Just 2 laps to go. And there's no grip on those intermediates, so we failed. Failed quite badly there, I have to say. Doesn't look like the track will get as wet as required for those intermediate tires. Let's see where's wear line. And I won't hit my targets with that, then it's too bad. As Prix now is starting to rise. So maybe we're not over yet, oops. However, I don't think we're on the right tire. But you never know what's gonna happen.
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
Nope. That was a bad strategy call. Probably should have stick with the strategy we had. Would have looked much more promising. Anyway, yeah, pilot animal, I fully agree with you. This game is fully a car to me, so I race it in the arcade
This is your final lap.
view as well.
Lap of the race.
And I just think we're now on the right tire, but that doesn't get me anywhere now. And I think Ericsson has passed me as well, so rivalry points definitely going to him. If not for a bad activity going on. So we failed badly today. Only made up 2 places. Doesn't give us too much research points either.
The car behind is now running the super soft tyre. That's the super soft on the car behind. Our gap to the car in front is 7.5 seconds.
It's interesting how they can still fit dry tires with this rain going on, but anyway, I should have known a lot better. Like in RFactor 2, if it pulls in the rain, you definitely have to go heavy wets from very beginning. Yeah, anyway.
Okay, the stewards have now disabled DRS. DRS is now disabled.
I thought the rain coming a good sign, but anyway. Gathering some knowledge out of that. For the upcoming races. By this way I do think I lose at least 2 or 3 points to Ericsson. But anyway, can't be perfect all the time. Well, as we slightly loosen out the sploshing more. No crash necessary right now. We just carry it home. There we go. Checkered flag. 18th position.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Not too good of a result for us there, but anyway, can't be perfect all the time. I made up some time in the end, but the rain just came too late. Anyway, Mercedes has won. It's now raining,
And now let's take a look at
and
the driver
we
standings.
have a final look on what brought us this race here. Any points whatsoever. I'm about to take on a little bit cooldown and go live with Sim Racing System in like half an hour. If only if there is enough players around to have a race there. But now we look at the final points. Gained, oh well, 110 points total. So getting some bonus points there, which is good. We just need 200 for the big massive update to be created. And there you go. Lost 2 points I think, so we just need another 5 points and we can make rivalry perfect next weekend around there. So we lost some reputation on Sauber, which is bad. Anyway, keep this is real good. With some 6,000 points on career mode, I would be happy. Nevertheless, it's not even 5,000. So Tundra race room, it's more Simcade rather than arcade. That's for sure. But anyway, it's not too much of a sim. That's for sure as well. Anyway, sitting in McLaren hospitality, all I can say is ciao for now, pretty much. As looking into the laptop, already do stuff because we're gonna reach out for Monza next week, so I put new engine parts there as well again. As in for Monza, I probably have to pick next engine parts. Anyway, I exit the laptop, keep it from now. Thanks. I would like to thank you very much for watching so far. And as I said, I would like to be back in half an hour with doing some sim racing, system racing. I will now have a look into that lobby for sim racing system, and then I probably can tell you whether I go live in half an hour or not. I change in the past 10 minutes before that thing goes on anyway. We have a look. So there's a sim racing system coming up, and we got 4 drivers in there for the Radical, and that means we're probably gonna do this race here, Radical Portugal at International Circuit, and we also do the USF 2000 at Lime Rock Park. Gonna be interesting to race those Formula cars as well. So I schedule myself for this race here, that's for sure. Clicking register, and we are registered, and we got 5 people in there, which means it's gonna be an official session already. And I would very much love to see you guys back here in half an hour when we go racing on Sim Racing System. All I can say for now, thank you very much for watching. I'm Michi Hoyer from Avid Racing, and I was live for the Simpit. And I see you guys out on track.